I guess friendships mean a great deal to me. And since we've owned an inboard cruiser, we've met wonderful people we never would have known. Lasting friendships have been formed. And something else that most boat owners discover, everyone wants to lend a helping hand. I'll never forget the day we got our Owens. It was spring, and our two children, Pamela, 15, and Mark, 12, were in school. My husband, Fred, had stayed at home from the office to take me to the dock and give me a conducted tour.
Don't just admire it, honey. Step aboard.
Oh, I'm so excited I'll step right into the water.
Oh, you won't. Inboard cruiser decks are wide.
Oh, that was easy.
Welcome aboard. Well, what do you say?
Oh, it's so beautiful I could shout.
Well, go ahead, honey. This is a fun boat.
It's so big, so luxurious.
It's big, luxurious, and roomy, all right, but not too big to handle.
Well, for you, maybe,
You
but...
heard what the Owens dealer told me. Enjoy being skipper while you can. The little lady will take over, same as with a family car.
Oh, he was teasing. But one thing I do know.
What's that?
Before I take the wheel...
See, you're plotting right now.
Oh, silly. What I'm trying to say is I want some opportunity to practice.
Do you remember what George said he did when he got his Owens cruiser?
You mean about practicing?
To find a quiet spot along the dock and keep starting out and coming back to the dock. It's all a matter of confidence.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Well, what do you want to see first?
Oh, the galley. I can't wait to see the galley.
Okay, let's go below.
Oh, what a nice, bright cabin.
The galley. How do you like it, madam?
Oh, I do. It's so complete and conveniently arranged. Fred, look at all this storage space.
A real man-sized ice box.
Two-burner stove and a giant-sized stainless steel sink. Oh, Fred, up till now we had to depend on cold meals and a picnic basket. But you just can't imagine how wonderful a woman feels when she sees equipment like this. A dinette that converts into sleeping quarters, and a dream kitchen.
A dream galley.
Oh, you and your terminology. Just because you've completed a power squadron course.
Yeah, and read that big book over there. Take a look at it.
Hmm? Piloting, Seamanship, and Small Boat Handling by Charles F. Chapman.
An authority. He's publisher of Motor Boating Magazine. His book was the textbook for the USPS course I took. Everyone refers to Chapman's.
Well, I can see my reading is cut out for me.
Turn to page 7 to 9.
Hmm? Oh, there's some wonderful illustrations in this book.
All kinds of references and nautical terms, too.
So I see. Oh, Fred, there's so much to know.
Yeah, but you don't have to learn it in a day. Honey, piloting a boat is like driving a car. Millions of men and women are doing it. But if you didn't have rules, you'd be in all sorts of trouble.
I suppose so.
Once you learn the rules, there's a whole new world waiting to be discovered. With an inboard cruiser like this, you've got a baby that will perform, and I do mean perform. The Baroness, as they call it, has a 185 horsepower V8 engine that guarantees power and economy, too. Hydraulic controls make it as easy to run as power shifting in a car.
Oh, I wish we could take a trial spin. Could we, Fred?
Not today, honey.
Oh, but the weather's perfect.
We're waiting for the dealer's final checkout.
Oh? What's that?
A wonderful service given by all Owens dealers to be sure everything is in order, shipshape. Besides, on our first day out, George has offered to come with us.
Oh, so he can laugh at our mistakes?
So he can help us not to make them. Now, don't pout. Take this Chapman's with you to do some boning up.
All right. But you're so...
Wonderful?
The boat is wonderful. You're just so much of an old fuddy-duddy.
Oh, I am, huh? You mean that?
Oh, stop it, Fred. We're married.
Yeah, first another kiss.
We've got children.
You bet your life. And we own a boat.
Yes, we do own a boat. And what a boat. In the days ahead, we were to learn a great deal about the ease of operation of our inboard cruiser, its safety features, and the pride and enjoyment that a good boat can bring. Meanwhile, Chapman's book had all the answers, a gold mine of information. I kept studying it every spare moment during the day and even into the night.
Honey, listen, please.
Rules of the road. A boat approaching from the right, from dead ahead, to 2 points abaft the starboard beam has the right of way. He is the privileged vessel. The other boat is the burdened vessel. Overtaking boats must keep away from the boat being overtaken.
Ethel, honey.
Aids to navigation. Bell buoys are usually placed outside of harbors or around danger spots, such as reefs or shoals. Lighthouses and light buoys have distinguishing characteristics.
So have you, honey.
What?
You have distinguishing characteristics. A wonderful wife and mother who can't stop talking about boats.
Oh, I think any woman would be enthusiastic about owning a boat like this.
Well, believe me, honey, I'm glad that you are.
Fred, listen to this. It is up to the owner to decide whether he is satisfied to navigate his craft in hit or miss fashion, or prefers to understand the simple principles of elementary piloting and utilizes them in enjoying more fun-filled cruises. Such experience can be gathered in easy stages, without effort and without risk.
And we're gonna gather some of it this Saturday.
Oh, Fred, I've never been so excited in my whole life.
George says that he can go with us.
Oh, to criticize?
To give us the benefit of his know-how.
Pamela and Mark, should they come with us for the first trip?
Well, of course. Owen's inboard cruisers are family boats. The kids will have their chores to do right from the start. According to George, a boat can teach children a sense of responsibility.
Well, George is a bachelor. What does he know about children?
He knows plenty about boats. He's had one since he was 16.
Oh, the kids will be thrilled. You know, Pam's been so moody since Bruce stopped dating her. It'll be just the change she needs. As for Mark, I can hear him now as he gets his first look at the boat and says, "Oh, boy!"
Oh, boy, Dad.
You like her, son?
She's a beaut.
Pam, what do you think?
It's all right.
All right? You bet your boots it's all right.
Fred, give Pam a little time to get used to it.
How about it, Dad? Can I steer? Can I start the engine?
As soon as you learn how, and prove it to me, son.
That'll be the day.
Don't listen to her, Dad. Now's my chance to learn about boats while I'm young.
Oh, yeah.
I'll show you.
Now, kids,
Pam,
kids.
you come with me and see the galley,
Yes, Mother. Out of my way, Mark. I'm going downstairs.
Downstairs? Anyone knows it's called below.
Right, boy.
Dad, what are we waiting for?
Uncle George, he's coming with us.
Oh, is Uncle George bringing his boat?
He'll tie up at the pier and go out with us.
He's at the pier. I see his boat. Yeah, he's just getting off. Here he comes.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, George.
Hello, Uncle George.
Well, I see you're wearing your captain's cap, huh?
Sure, it's the one you gave me when I was out on your Owens. You got another one in your hand.
For your father.
For me?
Well, you're a skipper now. You ought to look like one.
Well, thanks. I hope it fits.
It will now. It may get a little tight when you think you know all the answers.
Look, more respect if you want to stay around here.
George, is that you?
In person.
Oh, Pam and I were examining the galley.
Hi, Pam. How's my favorite glamour girl, huh?
Hello, Uncle George.
Sorry, I thought I'm a little late.
Oh, your crew is ready and waiting for you.
Not my crew. Fred's a skipper today. It's his boat.
Yep, and I've got a cap to prove it.
Oh, Daddy, at your age.
What's wrong with your father's age? Remember, I'm only a year younger.
Let's stop yakking and get going.
Okay, how about it, George? Shall we get underway?
Well, first a few questions.
Yeah, I know. Have we checked our equipment? Yep, everything is in order.
Life preservers?
One for each of us.
Fire extinguishers?
The Baroness is fully equipped. Also, I've checked the bilge for gas vapors.
Oh, the power squadron taught you real well.
Daddy loves to impress us.
Well, why shouldn't we be impressed?
Well, now let's see. Everyone on board knows how to swim.
Sure, I got a life-saving badge.
Braggart. Mother,
Yes, dear.
show me around the cabin.
What a kook! Stay on deck. Don't you want to watch us get underway?
I didn't speak to you. Mother, what do you say?
Okay. Forward of the galley, dear.
Forward, get her.
You'll find comfortable beds. Oh, I mean bunks.
Oh, Mother, may I take a nap?
Well, if you wish, dear, but it seems odd at a time like this.
Thank you, Mother.
What's troubling Pam?
Blamed if I know. She's been in bad humor ever since she got up.
Well, I thought she liked boats. Why, when she was out on
It's
mine...
not really the boat.
She's just a sourpuss.
Now, that's quite enough from you. The truth is, there's a new boy down the street, and she had a date with him to play tennis.
Oh.
You mean she'd rather play tennis than be on this boat?
Now, don't get excited, dear. She's at a difficult age.
Yeah, difficult for everyone else.
I warned you.
Okay, Mama, I'm through talking.
Mark, you come with me. I'm going to teach you how to raise the colors.
Swell.
Fred, as skipper, you're supposed to assign duties to the crew.
Yeah, I know.
We'll be right back.
Well, Skipper, I'm yours to command.
Okay, honey, your duties are cut out for you. That galley is yours, and you'll have a hungry crew to feed, but we'll all do the dishes.
Oh, nothing to it. I've got everything ready. You know, a woman doesn't have to be a galley slave on a boat like this. Cooking is so easy, she can take her turn at the wheel and really enjoy it.
Yeah, but I want Pam to help you. It'll be good for her to learn the ropes.
I'll call her when we need her. Oh, shh, here she comes now.
Pam, I thought you were taking a nap.
It's too quiet. It's boring around here. Aren't we ever going to start?
Well, honey, the skipper is assigning our duties, and then we'll get underway.
Here, Pam, take this.
What is it?
The ship's log, a permanent record of each trip that we make in this vessel. It'll be your duty to make the entries.
Very important, Pam.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
And later in the voyage, you'll have responsibilities for stowing away cushions and other gear, setting the table.
Sounds like we were home.
Well, what's wrong with that? All the comforts of home and all the excitement of the sea.
Dad, we put up the flag.
Good, good.
Do we leave it up for the whole trip?
The yacht ensign flies from 8 a.m. to sunset. We'll be home before sunset.
Anyway, I'll help take it down. Dad, what else can I do?
Well, see those lines over there?
The ropes?
Mark, on a boat, they're called lines.
Okay.
You'll keep them neatly coiled.
Sure, Dad. What else?
You'll hose down the boat to keep it clean. A well-maintained vessel keeps its value, not to mention its pride.
What else?
Oh, you're a glutton for work.
A show-off.
We'll teach you to tie knots and hitches. A temporary knot which serves the purpose of an eye splice is called the bowline. Lines of equal size may be joined by means of a square knot. Lines of unequal size by a sheet bend.
That's hard to understand.
Well, I'll illustrate it later when we have plenty of time.
How are things coming along?
Everything is shipshape, right, George?
Just one thing more. This is our chart for today's run.
Gee, it looks like a map for buried treasure.
No, just a guide for a safe, happy day. Every skipper of a small boat should chart his course before he gets underway. He should know exactly what navigational aids he's looking for, where he's heading, and how he plans to return. Pam,
Yes, Uncle George?
have you noticed that some buoys are painted black and some red?
Yes, but I don't know which is which.
Well, in going out of the harbor, the black buoys are on the right and the red buoys are on the left.
And when you return, is it the opposite?
Right. Now, a good rule for remembering is 3 R's.
What are they?
Red, right, returning.
Oh, that is a good way to remember. Red, right, returning.
Uncle George, how about the compass?
Well, a compass is a very important instrument, Mark. A skipper must learn how to use it and steer by it. You see, fog is not too disconcerting when one knows where his boat is headed.
Well, no sign of fog today. It couldn't be more perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, George, I've turned on the blower, and I've also lifted the engine hatch to check the bilge.
The blower?
You operate that before starting the engines. It's to clear the bilge of possible gas fumes.
Oh.
Gee, we're moving. We're underway.
Yes, we are.
Oh, isn't it exciting?
There's a wonderful breeze. Oh, it nearly blew the chart away.
Don't let that happen. Now, I want you kids to study that chart and to understand exactly where we're heading at all times and why it was plotted that way.
We'll do just that, Uncle George, on one condition.
Oh? What's that?
Stop calling us kids.
We all laughed, and we kept laughing. It was a happy day. George had charted our course so that it took approximately 2 hours to cross the bay to a picnic island. But my hungry crew couldn't wait to picnic. So I fixed a good lunch for them, and we ate it in our comfortable dinette. Over on the island, we walked along the beach, and there was more laughter and fun. By the time we returned, I was very proud of my family and how quickly they'd learned. I was happy at the new spirit of togetherness that the boat had brought about. And George was pleased at our progress and said that before long we'd be ready for an overnight cruise. Funny thing, each of us wanted to share our experience with someone else.
Mom, can I bring Tommy along the next time we go out?
Well, we'll see, dear. Oh, Fred, I can hardly wait to tell the club members about our cruiser. The girls will all want to come out on it.
I'll be using it myself on Tuesday. Thought I'd take a client for a short cruise. Give us a chance to get away and talk some business in peace and quiet.
Daddy, next Saturday, is it all right if I invite Larry?
Larry?
Yes, dear. He's the new boy down the street.
Oh.
I think Larry might enjoy boating as much as tennis.
Oh, I'm sure you could sell him on it, Glamour Girl, now that you've sold yourself.
Well, George, we're all grateful for your help.
Oh, yes, George. It's been a happy day.
Well, just continue to follow the simple rules of good seamanship, and the Baroness will provide you with many more such happy days. Now, how about a quick review of what we learned? Mark, I'll start with you.
Yes, Uncle George.
Tell us some of the equipment that should be on board.
Fire extinguishers,
Right. What else?
a life preserver for each person, and a radio of some type.
Very good. Now, Ethel,
Yes, George?
looking from the stern, what do we call the right-hand side?
Oh, now one is starboard, the other port. The right hand is the starboard.
Correct. And as you mentioned, the left is the port side. Pam,
Yes?
Mark said that a radio should be on board. Why?
The weather signals. That's why Daddy borrowed my transistor.
Exactly. You see, it's important to be able to tune in on weather reports. Eventually, it may be worthwhile installing a radio telephone.
Oh, the family can give me one for Christmas.
Good idea. Now, Fred,
Yes, George.
can you tell us the length of a nautical mile?
6,080 feet.
Oh, I'm glad you knew that, dear. I wouldn't.
Well, just wait till you join the Women's Auxiliary at the Yacht Club. You gals will know all these things.
Mark, how would you describe a small boat compass?
It's a magnet
Attracted by what?
by the North Magnetic Pole.
All right, Ethel. Now let's see if you know this one. What's the difference between tide and current?
Uh-oh. Oh, George, I knew it would be a hard one. No, I'm stumped.
Well, tide is the vertical rise and fall of water of the sea. Current is the horizontal flow.
Oh, well, I've learned something.
All right, Pam, here's one for you. To keep from marring varnished decks and to prevent slipping, what sort of footgear should be worn?
Rubber soled?
Right, non-skid rubber-soled footwear. Fred,
Yes.
what term do seamen use for the speed of a nautical mile per hour?
It's called a knot.
Correct. And how many statute miles, as we know them, on land, are there in a nautical mile?
Why, I think it's 1 1/6.
You think right. That U.S. Power Squadron course you took should be proud of you.
Uncle George, aren't you proud of all of us?
I am, Mark.
Well, the truth is, we owe it all to Chapman's.
Yeah.
Mark, you learned something about knots. Now, what's the term for a temporary knot which serves the purpose of an eye splice?
The bowline.
Bowline is right. The bowline and the half-hitch are the most important knots.
George, are you going to touch upon proper conduct and courtesy? I don't think we've covered that.
Yes, Skipper, I have some questions on that subject. But first, I want to ask Pam if she knows the fundamental object of the rules of the road.
I suppose it's to prevent collisions.
That is absolutely right. And in case of a collision at sea, each vessel must stand by until it's definitely certain that the other vessel is out of danger. And remember, a boat approaching your boat from the right-hand side has the right-of-way. Ethel,
Present.
on this subject of proper conduct, what's the rule concerning garbage?
Never throw garbage overboard. Wait and dispose of it ashore.
Right. Fred, is a vessel legally responsible for damage caused by her wash?
Yes, one must be careful of both wake and wash. Go slow by small boats and stay away from sailboats.
Right. Mark, do you remember the 3 R's?
Oh, I do. Why didn't I get that question?
We're saving an easy one for you, Pam. Well, Mark?
Red, right, returning. When you're returning to harbor, the buoys painted red are on your right. When you're going out, look for the buoys painted black.
And where are they? Which side?
On your right going out.
Fine, Mark. A perfect answer. Okay, Pam.
Yes, Uncle George?
Suppose your boat was passing someone who was water skiing. What special care should you take?
Be careful not to get in his way.
That's right. Driving a boat is like driving a car. Be courteous. Go slow in the harbor. Watch the legal limits for speed. Now, Ethel, here's one for you.
Oh, just saving it up for me, huh, George?
That's right. The breadth of a vessel is called,
Oh, I read that in Chapman's. I should remember. It's the beam.
you do know your Chapmans. Fred, what's the distance and depth of a fathom? How many feet?
6.
Right, Skipper. And that completes our review. Are you surprised at how much you've learned in a short time?
Well, pleased, but not surprised. Today, more and more American families are learning what fun it is to own an inboard cruiser and to master the simple rules of seamanship. Inboard cruisers are built for family fun. So, Welcome aboard.
She had a dark and roving eye, and her hair hung down in the ringlets. She was a nice girl, a proper girl, but one of the roving kind.
Oh, pardon me, she said to me, for being out so late. But if my parents heard of this, so sad would be my fate. My father is in politics, a good and righteous man. My mother is an acrobat, and I do the best I can.
She had a dark and roving eye, and her hair hung down in the ringlets. She was a nice girl, a proper girl, but one of the roving kind.
I took her for some fish and chips and treated her so fine. And hardly did I realize she was the roving kind. I kissed her lips, I missed her lips, and found to my surprise she was nothing but a pirate ship rigged up in a disguise.
She had the dark and roving eye, and her hair hung down in the ringlets. She was a nice girl, a proper girl, but one of the roving kind.
Amsterdam there lived a maid, mark well what I do say. In Amsterdam there lived a maid, and she was mistress of her trade. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more that fair maid for a walk, mark well what I do say. I took that fair maid for a walk, and we had such a loving talk. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid.
A-roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid.
I put my arm around her waist, mark well what I do say. I put my arm around her waist, so slim and trim and tightly laced. I'll go more a-roving with you, fair maid.
A-roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid.
I took that maid upon my knee, mark well what I do say. I took that maid upon my knee, said she, "Give forth, let me be."
I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid.
And if you'd know this maiden's name, mark well what I do say. And if you'd know this maiden's name, why soon like mine 'twill be the same. I'll go no more a-roving from you, fair maid. From you, fair maid. 1853, in June the 13th day, that a gallant ship her anchor did weigh, and for Greenland sailed away, brave boys, and for Greenland sailed away. The lookout in the cross tree stood with a spyglass in his hand. There's a whale, she cried, and she blows at every span, brave boys, and she blows at every span. The captain stood on the forward deck, and a brave man was he. Overhaul, on your davit tackles fall, and launch your boats for sea, brave boys, and launch your boats for sea. We struck the whale, and the mine played out, and the whale made a flutter with her tail, and the boat capsized, and 5 men were drowned. And we never got that whale, brave boys. No, we never got that whale. Oh, Greenland is a dreadful place. It's a land that's never green, where there's ice and snow, and the whale fishes low, and the daylight seldom sees, and the daylight seldom sees. When the whale gets right, and the line runs out, and the whale makes a blunder with her tail, and the boat capsizes, and you lose your darling man. No more,
two hip kicks.